advanced training webinars from Paladin. My name is Charles Owen. I've been with the company about 8 years, going on 9. My role primarily is to manage business development, business alliances for the company. A topic today for this webinar is in-store marketing on a shoestring. POS Billboards is kind of the second. And the caption for this says, upselling opportunities are the low-hanging fruits of your business. Pluck more sales from your patrons by advertising as they walk in and when they check out. So we'll be talking here for about 20 to 30 minutes, and we won't be really going into any presentation when as far as a demo on Paladin, because that's not what the focus here is. All right, so at the end of this presentation, again, we are recording this, and you can watch it at portal.paladinpos.com. It's a little different URL than we used to have. The other one still works, but this one is a new layout. I don't know if you've all seen it, but we do have a new customer portal, and that is accessible if you type in the URL portal.paladinpos.com. All right, so let's get started here. If you have any questions, you can post a question. Chad will be answering those questions. And at the end, there's going to be a short seminar, or a short survey, rather, about 3 or 4 questions. Please answer those to help us understand, the value of these webinars. All right, so Paladin's MO is basically to help stores focus on growing their business, and that's kind of our mantra, right? So in that light, today we'll be discussing ways to add incremental sales opportunities through various in-store marketing campaigns. The key here is in-store, all right? So there are myriad ways to advertise to your existing patrons. Today we'll cover some fairly basic and some advanced methods in in-store marketing. Finally, we'll discuss ways how you can leverage Paladin's point of sale platform to accomplish certain types of in-store marketing that cost pennies on the dollar to implement. So let's get started. So the first slide we're going to discuss here is the agenda. And as far as the agenda goes, where does in-store marketing begin? We're going to talk about where it actually begins in your store. Where does it start? I think we all pretty much know the answer to that, but I'll discuss that in detail. Different types of in-store marketing and marketing campaigns, and of course the benefits of those marketing campaigns. And then we'll talk about running effective in-store marketing campaigns. What are the basic, marketing campaign 101 steps that you need to follow in order to have an effective in-store marketing campaign. And then lastly, we'll talk about how to leverage Paladin's point-of-sale system to accomplish some of those methods. So where does it start? And I think, again, as I mentioned before, I think we all know this. It all starts with your employees, right? You got to put your employees that know what they're talking about on the front lines, because it's all about customer experience. That's what draws customers back to your store. And the only way to grow your store is to accumulate and acquire more customers, having customers come into your store more often, buying more products, and that's what we're focusing on here. So how do we change that experience for customers? How do we make it to where when they come in, they feel connected, they love your store, they get a lot of information, and then you have other things to kind of prod them gently to buy more product? Well, obviously you have your standard promotions, you've got advertising that you do, you probably have ads that go out, circulars, that sort of thing. That's important. But once they get into your store, what are the types of things that we can do in order to enhance their experience? Well, again, it all starts with your employees. Make sure that you educate them on the promotions. Make sure that they're smiling, that they're personable, that they're engaged, and provide incentives to both your employees and your customers in the store, and then acknowledge and award those successes. So if your employees are doing well, you award them, and you're awarding your customers through different methods, either coupons or customer loyalty programs or that sort of thing. So bottom line, in-store marketing begins with your staff. We wouldn't want to put somebody that's brand new in the store making minimum wage as a cashier. You don't want to put them in the front of the store as the first person to connect with when they come into your store. They get that experience too much at the big box stores, right? You need to personalize your experience by putting somebody that's knowledgeable that can lead them to where they need to go. I remember I had an experience one time. I was at a hardware store in Titusville, Florida, and I was really impressed when I walked into the store. Somebody walked right up to me. They had a little headphone on. I told them what I needed. I needed a simple $1 part. They directed me to that aisle. In the aisle, another person met me. They got me the product I need. Then they asked me questions. You know, do you need this other thing to go with that? Or have you considered replacing this as you're, at the same time you're replacing that? I ended up walking out of there with 2 bags of products and $50 when I went in there for a $1 part. That's the kind of in-store marketing that needs to be accomplished by your employees, and they need to understand this. That is their job. It's their role. They're not just there to check people out, right? All right, let's go on to the different types of in-store marketing. So the easiest, low-hanging fruit here is the loyalty rewards program, and we support a number of different rewards programs like Repeat Rewards, ACE Rewards. We also provide information to other suppliers on reward data. But we also have in Paladin our built-in Rich Rewards program, which is very, very effective. It gives you instant coupons at checkout, which enable the customer to come back to your store and use that receipt as a coupon. All the cashier does is scan it. Loyalty rewards programs are really an effective way to get your customers connected to your store, like they feel they're part of the club. You know, give them a card, give them the little phone or the little keychain dealy bob with information about your store and have their number on it. They don't need a card. They don't need a number when they walk into your store. All they need to give you is their name and their address or their phone number, and you can find them that way as well. But it's a very effective way to do that. And then, of course, different coupons. You got manufacturer coupons. You have in-store coupons. You got different types of coupons. You can run any of those with most point-of-sale systems, I mean, with Paladin as well. End cap multimedia displays. This came on the scene, I don't know, 5 years ago or so, where a lot of the manufacturers want you to push their products on end caps. So they put together a multimedia DVD, and they gave you a little DVD player, and they put it on the end cap with their product. Amazingly sells a lot of product. I talked to somebody who said, yeah, you know, I didn't realize how effective it was until my DVD player broke, and we stopped selling the product. And once they got it fixed again, it started selling again. There's a lot to that. So this could be for some of your higher dollar, more sophisticated products. You can have multimedia display that gets people excited when they see the multimedia playing. And I went into a store recently in Montana where when I walk by, it's got a little sensor, and it can tell that somebody was walking by, and it started playing right when I walked by. Before that, it wasn't playing, which is nice because you don't want to sit in there driving your employees crazy. All right, the next one is social media promotions. How many times have you gone into a store and they have a little poster at checkout that says, oh, like us on Facebook, and they give you a little QR code, and they can, you know, get a discount at checkout. That's an effective way to do it. And there's other different types of social media promotions as well. Close range marketing. This is one that is a little bit more technical. You can hire somebody to set this up for you. But basically, when they come into your store, if they're logged into your Wi-Fi and or there's a Bluetooth connection that they connect to, they have to participate in this. But they can get extra discounts and extra sales. And there's a lot of high-techy younger kids that are shopping in stores now that come to expect this type of marketing. So that's another way you can do it. It's called CRM, or closed range marketing. All right, next, real easy one, guys, large entryway display screens. When I walk into a store, if I walk in and I see a big display screen, they're talking about all their sales, and they're kind of directing me where I need to go to get the best deals, that's really extremely effective. You don't have to go in and hunt for the piece of the newspaper or the circular or the ad. You can just look at the screen, and it can have arrows pointing different directions telling you what aisles the products are on. it can be really effective. And also you can have little testimonials of your customers saying what a great experience that they've had shopping in your store. All different types of things you can do with the large entryway displays. But it's very effective. Again, it's kind of setting the tone, the stage for when they walk into your store of the deals that they're going to get. Kind of a comforting feeling for consumers. And then point-of-sale billboards. Well, I'll get into this a little bit more in detail when I talk about the last slide, which is how to use Paladin point-of-sale. But a point-of-sale billboard is very simply, it is a terminal facing the customer at checkout with different things being displayed on there to sell those impulse items, to sell other items, to talk about their store and their services. It's a very effective way to market. And at the same time, on that same screen, you can have the checkout screen as well, so they can follow their invoice and follow everything that's being scanned. This is possible today with Paladin, guys, and we'll talk about this in more detail in the next couple of slides. All right, so I think this is a no-brainer. We know what the benefits are, right? Customers love deals. We all love deals. You as merchants love deals when the supplier gives you deals. It's one of those things where it's just expected, and it's part of the process for incenting your customers to come to your store, right? If not just once, I mean for repeat customers as well. It entertains customers in line. If you have like a POS billboard, it entertains them walking down the aisles. It educates them. It enhances their shopping experience. It gives them kind of a different perception of the store, maybe that you're a bigger store than you are, or that you provide more services than they knew about. And it encourages them to come back to your store to look up future deals. And it helps customers feel connected. And that's a loyalty rewards program component. Again, if they come into your store and they know that they're a loyalty customer, they're going to get a deal because when they buy a certain amount of product, spend a certain amount of money, they're going to get an automatic kickback. All right. Also, with the other benefit, it sells. When you have a sale, you're not making any money on the sale items. You're making money on all the other products that they're buying. There's other upsell opportunities that the consumer will find once they get into your store, and they like your store. They're going to spend time there. If it's clean, well lit, well positioned, organized, you're going to keep them in the store longer, and they're going to buy more product. And especially when you put those sales items in the back of the store, back in the corner, so they can go through all the aisles to get there. All right, and it helps foster repeat customers, right? Generates higher turns, and eventually, obviously more revenue, more profit. So very important benefits of in-store marketing. So what about running effective in-store marketing campaigns? Well, I think it's pretty obvious. We got to keep it simple, right? Just make it real simple. Make it easy for them to participate in. One thing that drives me crazy, I don't know about you, but when I go into a store and at checkout they say, oh, are you a member of our rewards program? No. Oh, well, if you were, you could have saved 20% on your purchase at checkout. It's like, really? You're going to discriminate against me because I don't have a loyalty rewards program with you? Let's just make it simple and easy and give that promotion to everybody. Now, I've seen stores, and this is primarily, I think, most of the stores that are guilty of this are grocery store chains. But what they'll do is they'll have a secret card hidden under the, oh, I'll do you a favor, and I'll just scan my card so you can get your discount. Just make it easy to participate. That's really important. Create engaging and interesting content, right? So you want to make sure that it's not boring stuff, right? This is stuff that they need. This is stuff that they can use. These are significant enough promotions that are going to enhance their experience and engage them in participating. All right, and promote it. You got to promote it. There's all different types of ways to promote it, the in-store marketing. You can promote it on your website. You can promote it on social media. You can promote it in the circular. Come in the store for additional discounts. Kind of prod them to come to your store, not just for what they see in the circular, but for other items that they might see once they get in the store. Pay attention to the duration. Don't milk it. Don't make it to where it's an everyday kind of deal, because then all of a sudden it's not going to be as exciting. So change up your promotions. Set the duration time to make it effective, like a 4th of July or a certain weekend or a certain day of the week. And then measure the effectiveness of that campaign, because if you don't measure I mean, you might as well not have the promotion. You need to understand where you're making money. And it takes a point-of-sale system like Paladin. You have a very powerful tool that you're using today. You can look at your promotions and see not only those items that you sold on sale, but see those items that sold along with those sale items, so you can understand that you actually made a profit during this sale. How to leverage your point of sale. So this is our last slide. We've been at this for about 17 minutes now, and we've got about another 5 to go. So leveraging Paladin point of sale. This is probably the easiest, lowest hanging fruit and opportunity you have for an in-store marketing method, right? It's very simple. It's very inexpensive. It's easy to set up. This, guys, everybody should be doing this. You just need another monitor, and plug another monitor into into the point-of-sale system at checkout. Most of our systems that we've sold in the last few years have 2 connections on the back for 2 monitors. But if they don't, there's a Y cable that you can buy. We sell them. You can buy them at the standard, any computer store, and it splits the signal and allows you to do one of 2 things. One, you can duplicate what's on the point-of-sale screen. No, I don't think you want to do that. Or you can extend that screen, so now you have 2 parts to the system. You have what you want them to see, and what you want the cashier to see. So on this extended screen that's customer facing, you can put ads, you can put multimedia presentations and or testimonials. It's real simple to sit down and do a PowerPoint presentation. That is a Microsoft product that's very easy to set up an automated slideshow that can also have animation in it as well. It can also have people speaking in it, all different types of things. It doesn't take a lot to learn the product, but if you have somebody who's between the ages of 5 and 15, they can do it with their hand tied behind their back. You know how that is. So get somebody that's young to help you with these multimedias. They can take a small camera or even use their phone and videotape people, not videotape, isn't that funny, but tape them in a video with them giving a testimony or talking about how they were helped by the store, just different things to inspire your customers, all right? And also show those impulse items. If you've got stuff that you're trying to push, you put it at checkout, well, push it harder. Put it in the slideshow. And then you can split that screen, which is really cool. And you can have half of the screen dedicated to pushing your promotions and other things, and then you can have the other half of the screen be the Paladin to show mobile feature, which basically uses any browser, and it shows you it shows the customer exactly what you're scanning on the screen in real time. So as items are being changed, as quantities are being changed, as prices are being changed, you can see that right in the invoice using the Paladin to show component. That's included for free. It's something that you already get, and you should be leveraging. So if you have a display poll right now, or a poll display, you've got maybe 1 or 2 lines of information and data that can be shown on that screen. And if you change the price, it doesn't necessarily update that poll display, so it could make customers a little bit nervous. But if you use the Paladin to show, it will show you exactly what's on the screen. And if the cashier goes somewhere else other than the invoice, it doesn't show you what's on their screen. It's only showing the content of that invoice. So it's a very secure and protected environment, and I highly recommend using that feature. It's a cool feature. Customers love it, and you can also, this can be your excuse to implement the in-store marketing campaigns on a customer-facing terminal. All right, so establish a customer loyalty program if you don't have it. If you're not part of a brand that already has a loyalty program, buy Rich Rewards. Get it in your system. It takes nothing to implement. It's a very inexpensive solution that we provide. If you didn't buy it up front, it's the only product that we sell separate. It's $499 one-time fee. That's $500, and now you've got access, royalty-free access to all of our artwork, which we provide the little guy with the present, and you can determine your colors and things as well. All right, and then the new 2D scanner, if you haven't already tapped into this 2D scanner, it is a must if you have the Rich Rewards loyalty program or any rewards campaign or loyalty program for that matter, because everywhere where you collect customer information or patient information for your pharmacies out there is you just take the 2D scanner and you scan the back of the driver's license, and lo and behold, it populates all the fields with name, address, zip, and all of that. And then if you want to, you should capture their email and their phone number, which is not included on the back of a driver's license. But that is the easiest way to collect customer information at checkout. So that does it for my webinar today. We can open this up for questions. You're all in mute-only mode, but Chad, do you want to chime in here? Does anybody have any questions out there?
No questions.
So we'll give you a minute to figure out, to ask any questions. If you want, you can just type them into at the bottom of your screen there where it says questions. And it looks like we've got one that...
yeah, Michelle would like you to restate the rewards program name. Rich.
So the name, yeah, so if you're speaking of Paladin, it's whatever you want to call it, really, but we call it the Rich Rewards Program. That's what we dub it in the system. But it's branded by you and by your store. And if you notice, if you go to the PaladinPointOfSale.com website and you click on the store button at the top, you'll find a place where you have loyalty paraphernalia, and you click on the loyalty rewards information. You're going to see cards. You're going to see the keychain little pieces that are on there. I forget what they're called. You're going to see posters, billboards, banners, sign-up sheets, and that sort of thing. Now, with the 2D scanners, you can forego the sign-up sheets. But you can call it customer rewards. You can call it Rich Rewards. You can call it, Bob's Store Rewards. It's whatever you want. It's your branding. We encourage you to purchase cards and paraphernalia to push your program, but it's really convenient. Every time I go up to a cashier and they say, do you want to join our loyalty rewards program? I say, no, I just don't have time for it. They say, well, if they were to say something like, well, I need to see your ID to verify that, your name's on the same name matches your credit card. Oh, and by the way, I can sign you up just by scanning the back of your ID. Okay, then you can do that. Oh, and by the way, you get $5 off your next purchase, and that'll be on the end of your receipt. Fantastic. Those are different ways that you can sign up people for the Rich Rewards program.
Hey, Charles. Lorraine would like it if you could go back to the screen with the benefit bullet.
Okay, I think I can do
slides
that.
Back, and Lorraine, also just good to know, you can always go on, usually a few days after we get done doing the slides, pretty quick. We always put the slides up on the website so you can download them as well.
Yep. Yes. So again, there are more benefits than what I put here. I'm just kind of highlighting the really what you're doing is you're appealing to your consumers. You're trying to drive upsells, incremental sales, and you can do that by leveraging some of this in-store marketing. Most of you probably are doing a lot of what I've talked about today, but if there's one thing that you can grab out of this that you're not doing, that you can use to help, if I can help you make an extra buck today, I would be super, super thrilled about that. So again, I'll go ahead and sign off here, but before I do, I want to mention again that there is this will be up on the website portal.paladinpos.com. You can get there without a login and a password now, and you can see all of the past webinars and watch any of those at your leisure. Also, I will note that I went into a couple of them, and some of them you can't actually fast forward or pause or any of that until you click on the go to the YouTube page, and then you have full access to that. I just noticed that. So on some of them, I'm not sure why, but you can't fast forward them, and there's a lot of upfront stuff, like a lot of the 2 to 3 minutes up front is just me talking. You may not want to watch that, so you can just push it forward if you go to that YouTube channel for Paladin, which is on the slide at the top. And then next week, we are having another webinar on Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. That is the 19th, and that webinar is Mastering the New General Release Features. So we are about to push a new release that has dozens and dozens of really cool features built into the system. There's a number of them out there. One that comes to mind that I can think of right now is the projects. So you can have different projects. You can have a list, project list drop down or job list drop down for your customers where you can assign them to a particular job or project. That's a cool one that's in there. Chad, can you think of any other ones? I'm just kind of brainstorming here.
Not off the top of my head. You covered the main ones.
Okay. Well, anyway, guys, you'll want to see it. And again, if you aren't able to attend the webinar, you can see it after the fact as well. It is a must-see. Everybody must see this next webinar presentation, because mastering the general release features is something that is a really great place where you can see all the features just by sitting down and watching somebody talking about them versus having to go and dig and search for them. We send out features and updates all the time. As a matter of fact, on that portal.paladinpos.com site, there's a features button. You can see what features have come out in this latest release, what's come out over the last couple of months, and you will have these features in the future. So thank you again for attending. I don't see any more questions, so we'll sign off. Have a great day, everybody. Really do appreciate you attending the webinar and taking your time today. There is a quick survey at the end of this, I believe, and if you could fill that out, I'd appreciate it. Have a great day.